Hey, welcome back to AGR On The Road. My name is R. Alfaxanyibuto. Today I'm in the Collin County area. I'm here with Balozi Walter Omwenga. How are you doing?
Doing great.
My name is R. Alfaxanyibuto. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And for talking to us today.
Yes.
And so today our agenda is talking about our community.
Yes.
Our community is a very broad community,
yes,
very diverse community, and it's one that's very unique.
Yeah.
In an African aspect, and also in somebody that lives in the United States of America.
True.
And also somebody that comes from a very humble beginnings, like somebody that started with humble beginnings and is now in this place they call the United States of America.
Yes.
Now, before we begin that, who is Balozi Walter Omwenga?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alfaxed, for having me. Thank you, AGR Media, for the great work that you guys are doing. Walter Omwenga, Balozi Walter Omwenga, is a young man of Kenyan origin, born in a small village in Nyamira County called Nyabioto. Born and raised, and you know, I am a health practitioner by profession. I'm with concentration in policy making, and I'm a citizen of the world. I'm a citizen of the world, and a proud citizen of this land of promise.
The land of promise.
Yes.
But to many people, it's not a land of promise because it's one that you have to work very hard in. And yourself, you can probably testify and say that you've worked really hard to be where you are in this specific era we live in. So let me ask you one question.
Yes.
In this community, as a leader, as somebody that has stayed with people, a Kisi, the Kisi people, the African origin, the Kenyan origin, you're wearing it on your bracelet.
Absolutely.
What do you see in this community?
Well, we have a history, just like anybody else, just like any country. There is a history, which is a very prolonged and a long and intensive history, a history of sweat and toil. But again, we must appreciate the privileges that this country brings. We must not only look at a cup as a half empty, but we'd rather look at it as a half full, because other than no pain, no gain, other than working for every single cent, but there is something to write home about. There is something that you can say, after my hard 8 hours long day, after my hard 12-hour long day, after my hard 16-hour long day, there is really something at the end of the week or at the end of the 2 weeks. I can really say that, you know what, this is my hard sweat.
Yes.
This is my paycheck. This is what I've earned in my investment. So that is what it is. Does it come easy? No, absolutely not. But again, nothing. The great philosopher said that there is nothing worthwhile in the world that is easy to achieve.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. Now let me ask you this: as a nurse practitioner, and as somebody that works in the media or medical field, I say media because I work in the media field.
Right.
But in the medical field, there are many things that we see specifically in this world, and also you go to Kenya very often.
I do.
And I have a very easy and simple question.
Yes.
What do you see the difference is in our medical policies here in the United States of America and also in our country, Kenya? What do you see, and what have you seen here in the United States of America that can make a difference in our country, Kenya?
What we see comparatively, when we do a comparative analysis when it comes to the health sectors, because that is where I practice. If we talk about the health sectors comparatively between the United States and the health systems, how it works in Kenya, there is so much that is left to be desired. Because in as much as our country is making all the desired efforts to get to whereby we can say there is a fair, equitable, and actually working systems in healthcare, where we are now is really wanting, is extremely wanting. Let's take, for example, this COVID pandemic that is going on.
Before you get there, you're passing through my interview very quickly.
I'll retract back.
No, I don't want you to retract back so quickly, because I will ask you a question, and you will continue on with your statement.
Thank you.
We're in the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
Our country, Kenya, is seeing a very, to many people, it's a very low rate of people dying from this COVID in our country, Kenya.
Yeah.
Because of the size.
Yes.
Because Kenya comes to Texas almost 3 times.
Absolutely.
Because Texas is a very big state.
It's a huge state.
It's a very huge state, and our country, Kenya, compares to it 3 times.
Yes.
According to media.
Yes.
Google.
Yes.
And that's just something that's very practical and something that people can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
COVID-19 taken out a lot of people.
Yes.
Here in our community, DFW area, and also in Kenya. So what do you think we can do better as a Kenyan society, Kenyan health system, to change the society and make it a better place?
Thank you very much, Al-Faksad, for that analysis and observation. As it is now, let us give credit as much as possible as we can where it is deserved.
Yes.
That our healthcare system and our healthcare practitioners in the country of Kenya, our home country, they are doing the best they know how.
They actually go to school for longer than the people here.
They do. They do the best they know how. But again, you know, they come to the field of health practices already short-handed.
Yes.
Already short-supplied. Already short medicated to be able to address some of these challenges that are thrown to them. That, you know, they have to amputate, they have to provide surgical procedures, they have to provide sanitary procedures, they have to go above and beyond to just operate without sufficient medical supplies.
Yes.
So as it is, they come from already short-handed point of view. But when it comes to this pandemic of COVID-19, what we cannot slow down is to continue emphasizing and sensitizing the people on the need of following up with the World Health Organization guidelines when it comes to addressing to COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently and constantly. Sanitize your hands. Social distancing, mask yourselves, isolate yourself, and frequently take your temperatures. These are some of the very basic, mere basic parameters that we can put and emphasize to put them in place, sensitize our people, mama mbogas in the street, our families back in the village, so that at least we can provide the first line of defense in terms of addressing the issue of COVID-19. Because why is it failure to do so? We pose ourselves, we find ourselves in a very precarious situation. Why? Because when it comes, the COVID-19 virus, what it does, it affects your respiratory systems first. Then it requires that you or a patient or hospitals be able to have sufficient supply of oxygen to be able to even take these patients through the treatment process. So failure to provide to apply the first line of defenses, washing your hands, masking yourself, isolating yourself if you have a temperature, checking your temperature frequently, and social distancing, then it takes you to a next step that is even more dangerous to even deal with, because you already don't have supplies. Because when I talk to people in Kenya, they tell me just to be on oxygen for 24 hours is thousands and thousands of shillings.
Talking about, we're moving on from the medical sides of things, because I do realize you are one that is everywhere.
Thank you.
One that is everywhere.
Thank you.
You're there in the medical side.
Yes, sir.
You're there in the mama mbogas.
Yes.
And I heard you talk about that, and that's my next point.
Yes.
There's mama mboga on the street.
Yes.
I'm a very young person, very young teen living in the United States of America, very fortunate. And I thank God for that, and also my parents for bringing me to this land of opportunity.
Amen.
And I've never really experienced or been through that life of mama mboga, or the guy that has to go look for the things.
Yes.
You've been to Kenya multiple times, several times.
Absolutely.
What do you think that we can do as a community, as a Kenyan society, to get these people out the streets, to get them into stores like here in the United States of America, to get them working? And because we don't have enough time, and because I want to get on a different point, what do you think we can do different as a whole to make our country better? We had a president before, our current president. He wanted to make America better.
Yes.
Make it great again.
Yes.
What do you think we can do What do you think I can do as an upcoming person to make Kenya great again?
That is the question.
Because it's great.
Question. Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
But how can we make it great again?
There you go. So that is the question of a gigantic proportion on what is it that can be done to make our country better again. Our country is already great, but how can we make it better? You know, one philosopher, when interviewed and asked the same question, he said when I was a young man, I was determined to change the world. When I came out, I realized I had to go back to my continent and change Africa. Then when he got to Africa, I realized I cannot change Africa. I have to go back and change my country. When I looked at that, I realized I could not. I had to go back to my county. And when I got to my county, I realized I have to go back to my village. When I got to my village, realized I have to start with my family. I couldn't change my family.
Yes.
Then I realized the only person I have to change is me.
Is yourself.
So what is it that I'm saying? I am saying that for us to be able to make Kenya great again, it has to begin with me and you.
Yes.
For us to change the life of Mama Mboga, it has to begin with me and you.
Indeed.
How can we support a single Mama Mboga? How can we support a group of Mama Mboga so that they can build on the principle and the philosophy of circles, whereby they can be self-sustaining?
Yes.
For sure, we cannot change the whole world.
But we can change our own.
We can change one person.
Yes.
One day at a time.
Thank you very much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
My name is Zoe Alfaxan Yabuto. This is Balozi Walter Omwenga. By the way, he does have a Balozi Walter Foundation.
We do.
Kisii County?
Yes, Nyamira County.
Nyamira County?
Kitutu Masaba constituency.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For being here and for also trying to change the world as one person and for everybody else. Absolutely. This is Agr On The Road.
Thank you.
We'll have more with Walter as soon as possible. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you.